Adma Namaste and welcome. So today we're doing the full moon meditation from here in Taipei, in Taiwan. So to all the people in Taipei, Taiwan, the entire Asia area, welcome. And to the rest of the world, and welcome. Before we start, let's ask for divine blessing. Just open your palms to the Divine Supreme God, Divine Father, Divine Mother, to all the spiritual elders, to all the holy masters, saints, archangels, holy angels, spiritual helpers, personally to my teacher, Master Chok Hok Sui, Mahagu Jimailing, to all the great ones and all the high beings, we humbly invoke for divine light, divine love, divine guidance, help, healing, and divine protection. Thank you for blessing us with a loving heart, an intelligent mind, and a powerful will, that we may be of service to all. We thank you. In full faith, so be it. All right, the topic for today is mindfulness. All over the world, there has been a revolution where people are using mindfulness to do a better job at work, to be able to have better relationships, to have better focus, more productivity, and a lot of them are also using it for spiritual development. Unfortunately, there's so much have been said about it, and with the teachings of Grandmaster Chok Hok Sui, today is our attempt to make it simpler, easier to understand, but more importantly, make it applicable. And on top of that, we'll take it one step higher and to let you understand it in a much deeper spiritual sense so that your meditation and your spiritual practice will be more fulfilling. So let's start with what is mindfulness. The word mindfulness simply means to being present and to be aware of whatever you're doing. So a lot of times you go to different companies, they're teaching mindfulness classes. Mindfulness classes, how to be mindful of your work, how not to be distracted, how to be able to focus on your job, how to be mindful of the task at hand instead of being so busy doing so many things at the same time. But the deeper meaning of mindfulness can actually be understood better once you understand the Chinese character. So to make it easier for you to understand, I'm just going to simply write it for you. And the ones who speak Chinese, I hope you understand my writing. Okay, so all right, so just to show you, this word mindfulness, this is the word they use every time you search Google, you try to go to a mindfulness meditation center, this is the word they use. Now, this is pronounced, how do you pronounce it here? Nian. Okay, Nian. But to really understand it, you have to break it down. The word on top is present or now. The word at the bottom is heart. So the question is, what does present and heart have to do with mindfulness? You see, a lot of people don't understand. You say mindfulness, but it actually has nothing to do with the mind. To really experience mindfulness, you need to use the heart. The reason you need to use the heart, because the heart is the center for awareness and sensitivity. So when you care for someone, you're very, very aware of what's going on with them. If they're happy, they're upset, you can sense it. So awareness, or the effect of the heart, is to gather information. So a lot of people think, oh, mindfulness is focusing. Actually, it's the other way around. When you're focusing, you're going outwards. You're concentrating. Mindfulness is the complete reverse. Mindfulness, being aware, is waiting for the data to you. If somebody's talking, you're listening, you're being aware of the sound coming to you, and you're processing that information. When you're talking, you're moving forward. So in order to practice mindfulness, you have to practice awareness to let the information come to you. Now, so to fully understand it, you have the heart, the center for awareness, the center of sensitivity, and the present. So you put it together, you're using awareness to be aware of what's happening in the present moment. Okay? Now, if you want to understand this further, you have to break it down even more. So when you're trying to be aware, it's just like you're getting information. Now, this information is basically a series of frequencies or vibrations. When you move your physical body, that vibrates the lower part because your physical body is very gross, very material. And then part of awareness and mindfulness is they're being aware of their breath. So the reason of being aware of the breath, if this is the gross physical body, you cannot see the breath, so being aware of something that vibrates higher, which is the movement of the air going in and out of your body. If you take it a little further, what's something that vibrates even higher or is even more subtle are your emotions. You cannot see your emotions, but you can feel them. At least with air, when you blow, if you have a piece of paper, it moves. But if you have emotions, even if you get angry, upset, you're not going to be able to physically move something material because it's even more subtle than breath. So you have the physical body, which vibrates very lower, very low, and you have the breath, which vibrates a little bit higher, and then your emotion vibrates a little higher, and then from there, you have your thoughts. So when people say mindfulness, it's oversimplified. When I had the opportunity to teach at Google, Intel, a lot of these tech companies, we went in with letting them understand about mindfulness. But most people, if you say mindfulness, you have to start at a very low level because our minds are so busy doing everything, processing so much. To be able to be mindful, you actually have to step back, slow down, and just be aware of the vibrations coming in. Now, if you're teaching someone who has no background in meditation, spiritual practice, you cannot start with something very high because they cannot receive that frequency. So you have to start with something that is very material. So most people, when you talk about mindfulness, they always start with something very simple. Be mindful when you eat. When you're eating, instead of just putting your food in your mouth and swallowing, take the time to taste it, take the time to be aware of how it feels in your mouth, the flavor, and so on and so on. Or people do walking meditation. As they're walking, be aware of the feet, be aware of how the grass feels on your feet. Or when they do Tai Chi or they do yoga, what are they doing? They're using the physical body. As they move their body, they're practicing awareness on the physical body. They're doing it at a gross physical level. Of course, if you talk to people who do not want to do that type, what do? They get into sports. See, the people don't realize is when you engage in sports, it's a form of awareness and mindfulness. If you're an athlete, if you're a basketball player, in order to shoot that ball, you have to be aware of the position of your body, the angle, and how you control your muscles. Be aware of it to be able to shoot the ball into the basket. If you're a gymnast, that's even more. You have to be aware of every muscle in your body, so when you jump, you turn everything else, you can control it. So that's a low level of mindfulness or awareness of the gross physical body. Now, you have to start there because most people, this idea of awareness and mindfulness is not something that you do every day because we've been trained in modern life to do what? To go, push. So you're constantly going on a outgoing mode. So when you force a person to be mindful, to just step back and let the data come in, for most people, that is not easy. So you start with something very material, like the physical body. So when you teach somebody how to be mindful, you teach them how to do yoga, Tai Chi, and everything else. That's for the physical body. Then from there, if you practice some form of spiritual practice, a stress relief, the next thing they tell you, be mindful of your breath. Now, when you look at your breath, when you think about your breath, your body inhales, your body exhales. So it's still connected to the body, but it vibrates slightly higher. So you're going, when I meditate or I'm watching my breath, I'm observing body inhale, exhale. As you're being mindful with every breath going in and going out, it calms your mind and your emotions because there's a certain rhythm. So by using the rhythm and observing that rhythm, that using awareness, you're able to calm the emotion down. Now, from there, you move slightly higher. Now you be aware of the emotions. Now, this thing about being aware of emotions, so using mindfulness emotions, is good for two easy or direct reasons. Number one, for relationship healing. Number two, to also be able to control your emotions. So, for example, if you don't have awareness, someone could already be hurt by your words and you don't know. You would say certain things, the person's already crying, you go, why are you crying? Well, when you say that, you hurt my feelings. Well, I was not aware that my words hurt you. That's exactly the point. You were not mindful, your heart was not activated enough to realize that, when I was about to say something, I'm not aware that this might hurt the other person. Once it's said, even though they got hurt, I did not get the data coming in because I was not aware. There was not enough mindfulness. Now, the other side of it is you have to think on the other way too. It's like, okay, if I'm going to say this, what are the possible things that could happen? Would they be affected by this? Would they be happy? Would they be upset? So by being mindful or being aware of the words that could come out and playing it out in your head, okay, if I say this, this will happen to them. Oh, I should not say that because they would get hurt. Practicing that level of awareness allows you to improve your relationship. So that's awareness of your emotions. Then you take it one step further, there is the thoughts. So when you practice awareness, let's go back to the character here. You're using awareness to be aware of the moment. So the first character here is present or now. In Chinese, you call it jin, jin tian de jin, today. Okay, now. And this is the heart. So by using your heart and being aware of your physical body, and then we talk about it, then your breath, then being aware of the feelings that you have and how it affects the other people, you take it one step further. Let me be aware of my thoughts. Do I have clarity in my mind? Is there confusion? When I go to work, do I know what I need to do? Or I have no clue and it's just pure chaos and I just react to things. Without awareness, we're just being pulled and pushed in every direction. But if we have a certain awareness to say, okay, I have to be aware of my thoughts. I walk in, my mind is clear. But somehow, after talking to some people, I notice it caused confusion and it caused my mind to be muddied. So I now do not know what to do with the projects for the day. So therefore, as I'm aware of how I came in, and it's clear, so therefore the problem is not me. So the problem is not my thoughts, it's some people's thoughts. Here's another example. One time, Grandmaster Cho came to our house. He sat on our couch and he said, first thing he told me is like, nice house. Oh, do you worry a lot? I said, Master, I don't. Then he goes, that's strange. I do not worry. But as soon as I came to your house, I started noticing worry thoughts. Then I said, I don't worry. But my wife does because of so much responsibility. She worries about the details. You see, from there, he explained later, if you don't know and you're not aware of your own thoughts, when you're in the environment, you don't know if the thoughts that are going through your mind are yours or someone else. Which brings down to the most important part that we want to cover right now as far as awareness or mindfulness. If you cannot observe it, you cannot control it. If you cannot observe that, it's actually my body feeling this way, then I cannot control it. If I cannot observe my breath, that when there's stress, my breathing changes to very, very shallow, very, very relaxed and deep to very shallow, I won't be able to control it. If I cannot be aware that when somebody says something, it causes my emotions to go up and down and really chaotic, then I cannot control it. Same thing with the thoughts, just like I mentioned a few minutes ago. So one of the main effects of mindfulness is to be able to see, observe, and understand what you're observing, to differentiate what's being observed and who's the observer. So if I can observe that, during lunch, when I eat this food, it causes stomach pain, then I do not know how to fix it because I was not aware that was causing the problem. If I'm not aware, because I cannot observe that when I talk to some people, every time they say something, it causes me to be happy. Every time I talk to certain people, I notice afterwards the rest of the day, my emotional body feels depressed. If I cannot identify it, if I cannot observe it, I'm not aware of it, then it controls me. So this awareness or mindfulness is very, very critical because it allows you to identify, observe, and ultimately to regulate. So when you go to corporations or we attend classes in mindfulness, they just tell you, if you want to be successful, You have to be mindful that when you're working on this project, don't let the people around you distract you. Be mindful of what you're doing. When you're eating, in order to get the nutrients out of it, you have to be mindful to chew your food, absorb the nutrients. How does it feel? It tells you what to do, but it never tells you why. It just tells you be mindful, but once you understand why, you go, oh, that's why. You see, without the why, there's no compelling reason to do something. If somebody just tell you, do this, do that, do this, if you trust the person, you do it. But at some point, if you're not getting the success you like, or you're not getting the feedback you like, you don't feel like you want to move forward because there's no compelling force. But if you understand, okay, if I practice awareness on my emotions, that means that if I want to be happy, these are the things that have to be present to cause my emotions to be happy. Because I'm aware of it, and this is the result I want. So by practicing awareness and mindfulness, I'll do this, and this is what I will get. So that's why awareness is so important. Same thing with productivity. I noticed that if these conditions are present, my body is strong and healthy, my emotions are calm, my mind is clear, when I add all of this together, I notice that in the end, I'm more productive with that same amount of time. So awareness is extremely, extremely important. Now, let's take it a few steps further. Now, this present in the moment, let's go back to this. If you look at the words, the characters, the top one is present. Okay? Present or now. This one is the heart. You remember we said earlier, we'll take it one step higher. One step higher is something like this. When you say awareness, it's good to be aware of your feet when you're walking, aware of the food that you eat, aware of how your body is, your emotions, your thoughts, all that is good. But in the end, everything that we just mentioned right now, one day will disappear. When the body dies, a lot of this will disappear. So, to take on the spiritual level, you have to take the same character and look at it from the spiritual viewpoint. So in the spiritual viewpoint, we'll write another character, and some of you who have studied Chinese will recognize this word. Okay. Now, this word here in Chinese is Chan. If you look at the character on this side, this character here is another version of heart. So if you remember, this one here is the heart. So this is what links mindfulness in what we call Chan. Chan, before it came to China, in India, was called dhyana. When this went to Japan, it became Zen. All right? Now, from mindfulness to Zen, you notice there's one thing that is common, the heart. Now, this character on this side, if I cover this side, this character here is Tan. What does Tan mean again? Single or one. Now, if you study Latin, another name for soul is ego or ego, which is I. How many of there are you? Hopefully, there's one. So the ego or the one, the soul is one. So if you want to know the secret, is you use the heart to learn about your true self. So let's go to it in detail. Now, most of you who have attended pranic healing know the secret already. You're just not aware of it. So let's go back. When you have awareness, mindfulness of the body, it allows you to observe it and then allows you to control it. Same thing with your breath, your emotions, and your thoughts. Now, for spirituality, you use the same awareness, which involves the heart, and then from there, you're able to access the self. The question is how. It has to do with the chakras. The heart chakra is needed to activate the crown. When the crown is activated, it allows you to have a strong spiritual connection to your higher soul. So again, the gateway to oneness is the heart. Now, it's interesting that in the Chinese tradition, they have this Chan. And if you try to study the origins of Chan or Dhyana or Zen, it all goes back to the time of the Lord Buddha. And this story has been told many, many times. There was a great meeting at Vulture Park. And Lord Buddha was giving a talk to millions. Now, some of you say, well, how could there be millions? That's a combination of physical beings and non-physical beings. And one thing he did that was interesting is he raised a flower and did not say anything. When he raised that flower, all the disciples were looking at him and not understanding what's going on. There was just one disciple who looked, I think his name is Mahaya Kasyapa, if I'm not mistaken, just looked, had his tranquil, serene look in his face, and smiled. And Lord Buddha said, you understood, and proceeded to give him the blessing. Now, to just kind of give you an idea what happened, and then we'll tie it all together, we'll do a simple experiment. Okay? So I want you to scan your heart. Just put your hand like this. Scan your heart chakra. Okay? Now, if you can, raise your hand and scan your crown. Say my crown center. All right, now, we'll go back to the characters again. You have to use the heart and practice, using the heart to practice awareness at the present moment. From there, we go from the heart, and then we practice awareness of who we really are. To make it a little easier, close your eyes, put your tongue on the roof of your mouth. We'll just do a simple experiment. Just be still. Now slowly open your eyes and just look at this flower. Put your gentle attention on your heart. Put your gentle attention on your crown. Just be aware of your heart. Be aware of your crown. You're not the body. You're not the emotions. You're not the thoughts. You are the soul. You are a spiritual being of divine intelligence, divine love, and divine power. You are the soul. You're connected to your higher soul. You are the one spiritual self. Now just close your eyelids. Be aware of your heart. Be aware of your entire physical body. As you observe the physical body, you have a realization that you are the observer. The body is being observed. Therefore, you're not the body. Your body now disappears. Be aware of any feelings that you have right now. Just observe those feelings. As you observe those feelings, you have a realization that you are not the feelings. You are the observer of these feelings. When you have that realization, you are not the feelings or the emotions disappear. Then you observe your thoughts. They come in, they go out, different thoughts, different ideas. Then you have a realization. You are observing the thoughts. You are the observer, so therefore you cannot be these thoughts. So the thoughts now disappear. What's left is the I. Just be still. You are the spiritual self. You're the I. You're the ego, the soul, the spiritual self. As you have that realization, your awareness now continues to expand. Just be still, be aware. You are the spiritual self. You are the soul. Be still, be aware. Be aware of the present moment. Be aware of the true self, the I, now. And just simply let go. Just like in the Chinese character of Chan, you started with the heart and the awareness to allow you to be aware of one. This oneness is interconnected to all. So listen to my voice. You, the spiritual self, are one with the infinite ocean of light. You, the spiritual self, the soul, are one with all. As the heart experiences this oneness, it becomes Ananda, bliss. Let go now. Maintain your stillness. Maintain your state of oneness and awareness. Simultaneously, raise your hands in blessing. Maintain that stillness and sense of oneness. Simultaneously be aware of your heart. The love within your heart will bless the entire earth. Fill the earth with beautiful pink light from your heart to your hands. We will use the prayer of Saint Francis of Assisi. This meditation, Twin Hearts, as taught to us by Grandmaster Tswakok Sui. Lord, make me an instrument of your peace. Wherever there is hatred anywhere in the world, let me sow love. Be aware of the love within your heart, the love within your soul. Let that loving energy flow through your hands to the entire earth, blessing the earth with peace and with love. Where there is injury, let me sow pardon and forgiveness. We humbly ask for forgiveness for the people who have hurt, and will forgive those who have hurt us. So be it. Where there's doubt, faith, where there's despair, hope, let us just think of the people we know who are suffering, and all the beings that are suffering in different dimensions. May all of them be blessed with hope and faith and a better tomorrow. So be it. Where there's darkness, light, sadness, joy. Sadness is due to the ignorance of our true self. The ignorance of this true self is what we call spiritual darkness. So let all who are in spiritual darkness be filled with spiritual light, a realization they are a being of light. So be it. May every person, every being in the entire earth be blessed with peace, with love, with a spirit of forgiveness, with hope and faith, with light and joy. So be it. Now gently be aware of your crown, the center of your crown. Imagine beautiful golden light from your crown flowing down through your hands to the entire earth. From the heart of God, may every person, every being on earth be blessed with loving kindness, with great joy and happiness, with understanding, harmony, and divine peace. Blessings be to all. So be it. Now be aware of your heart, be aware of your crown simultaneously. Imagine beautiful golden light is flowing from both and flowing down through your hands to the entire earth. Bless your family with beautiful golden light, the people you work with, the city you live in, the state, the country. Let the golden light just spread throughout the entire earth, from the center of the heart of God, through our soul to our entire being. May every person, every being in the lower worlds, the middle worlds, the higher worlds, in all 8 directions above and below, may every person and every being in every dimension be blessed with loving kindness. Let all beings be blessed with inner peace and inner healing. Let all be blessed with understanding, harmony, goodwill, and the willingness to do good. So be it. So be it. Now lower your hands on your lap slowly. Maintain the connection of your tongue on your palate. Be aware of your heart. Be aware of your crown. Be aware of a few inches above your crown. Be aware of a beautiful golden light, a golden star, a golden flame above your crown. Look at that golden light. Listen to the mantra Om and be simply aware of the silence, the stillness in between each Om. Om. Allow your awareness to just gently move to that space in between each Om and feel it. Om. Your awareness and your attention is now completely filling up that space. Be still. Be aware of your presence in this moment, in this space. Om. 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 Be still. Be completely aware of your true self and let go. Now. Gently, very, very slowly, be aware of your hands, be aware of your fingers, gently move them. Be aware and mindful of your feet, how it touches the floor, and be mindful and be aware of your toes as you wiggle them. Be aware of your legs, be aware of your arms, be aware of your entire body. Come back to your body now. Gently raise your hands in blessing position again. We will release the excess energy our bodies cannot absorb. First, visualize our families, our loved ones, and fill them with beautiful golden light. Your friends, your relatives, the people you care about. Fill them with golden light. May all of them be blessed with good health, with happiness, with prosperity, and spirituality. So be it. Let all be blessed. So be it. Now, if you like, you can be aware of your feet, the base of your spine, and your hands. Just imagine golden light going down to the earth, blessing Mother Earth. Let our beloved Mother Earth be blessed with divine light, divine love, and divine power. Let our beloved Mother Earth be healed, regenerated, and revitalized. Blessings be to Mother Earth. So be it, so be it, so it is. Now turn your palm upwards. Let's give thanks to the Divine Supreme God, Divine Father, Divine Mother, to all the spiritual elders, holy masters, to all the saints, archangels, holy angels, spiritual helpers, personally to my teacher, Master Chua Hok Sui, Lord Mahaguji Meiling, all the great ones, all the holy gurus, holy masters, and all the high beings. We thank you, thank you, thank you for all your great blessings. In full faith, so be it. Okay, you may open your eyes. How was the meditation? So now, as we always do in full moon meditations, you can pull out what you want blessed. If you don't have it with you, just visualize it in front of you. Visualize the projects, the goals, your financial goals, your relationship goals. Just imagine them in front of you. And all of us raise our hands, filling it with golden light. Just visualize them all materializing, manifesting properly according to the divine will. Now. Keep going, filled with golden light. Keep going. May all these projects be divinely be blessed by God. So be it. Keep blessing. Also think of other people in your life that need the blessing. So let's think of others who might have lost their job, might have health issues, relationship issues. Visualize those doing well, their life improving. Fill it with golden light. So be it. So be it. Fantastic, so it is. Okay, so I hope you had a good experience. So let's give thanks again to the Divine Supreme God, Divine Father, Divine Mother. We thank you to Master Tokok Sui, Mahaguji Mailing, to the Lord Christ, to Guru Padmasambhava, Buddha Kuan Yin, Buddha Sakyamuni, and all the great teachers, all the great spiritual elders of all traditions, saints, archangels, holy angels, spiritual helpers. We thank you all for your immense blessings. We thank you in full faith. So be it. All right, so thank you for joining us. We'd love you to please leave a comment and press the button here and write all your comments on how you like the meditation and share it with as many people as possible. And thank you again very much for all your donations who help keep this ministry free. We like to keep it free so more people be able to experience it. So other than that, Atma means soul. Namaste. We'll see you next time. And broadcasting from Taiwan. Bye. You guys say bye. Bye. Okay.